The movie starts by showing Adonis Creed's childhood. As you know, Creed was Apollo's son, that was kept hidden until his wife Marianne had brought the boy to her house and gave him a better childhood and life. Creed and his friend Damien used to box in under-18 tournaments, and Damien had a good future in boxing. This was before he got arrested for illegal possession of weapon. Creed, on the other hand, was able to fulfill his dream and had become the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world. This brings us to present day, where Adonis Creed has taken his retirement and is enjoying his life. He spends his day with his daughter Amora and wife Bianca. Apart from this, he runs his own gym where he is also a boxing coach. He was managing Felix Chavez, the promising new star of his gym who had fought and won many titles. Creed had big plans for him. He had set up a fight between Felix and Drago. There was a lot at stake with this fight, including money and the future of Creed's gym. That day, Creed got out and saw a man who had placed his bags on Creed's expensive car. It was his childhood friend Damien, who had just gotten out of jail after spending the last 18 years there. They went out for lunch. Creed was very anxious in relation to this new friend who had just popped up. He had no idea what to expect. Creed offered Damien money, but he generously refused, saying that he did not want any charity and will get back on his own. Damien wanted to accomplish what he could not 18 years ago. He said that he had been training all this time in the jail and it was the only thing that had kept him going. He still had gas in the tank. Creed assured him that he would help and asked him to come by the gym. When Damien showed up, it was evident that his rough ways were not appreciated by Creed's former coach. Creed had invited Damien over for dinner at his house. He met Bianca and their daughter Amora. Later, Damien pushed Creed to give him a title shot. He said that he was ready and it was now or never for him, as he was even older than Creed. But a title shot was not something as easy as he had thought, and Creed reminded him of this. He was emotionally blackmailing Creed, making him feel guilty for all the success and money he had, which was not sitting right with him. The next day at the gym, Chavez and Damien were in a practice fight. Although Damien was right about him still being able to fight, he was not following the rules of boxing. Chavez's mother and the former coach Duke warned Creed regarding his new friend. Bianca was a music producer and had an event that night. She had also invited Damien when he previously visited them. Boxers who were Creed's friends were also invited, Drago being one of them. He was all set to box Chavez in the upcoming fight. Minutes later, some men broke in and attacked Drago, breaking his hand and ruining their upcoming match. Creed had no choice but to let Damien fight. He had put in a lot of money in this fight and could not afford any mishaps. The match started and Damien showed his true colors. He broke the discipline and put up a dirty fight, leaving Chavez seriously injured. Creed was disappointed at Damien for this too. But all of this aside, Damien was now the new undefeated heavyweight champion. That night, Creed visited his mother. She showed him all the letters that Damien had sent him from jail. He got mad at her for not letting him be able to reach out to his friend, who had defended him that night. Marianne reminded Creed that Damien was not the same boy. He had become friends with bad people in jail. She wanted Creed to leave that life behind for a better future, and it would have only been possible if he had no contact with them. She showed him a picture of Damien with the guy who had recently broken Drago's hand. Creed felt betrayed and visited Damien, who was partying and celebrating his latest win. He laughed at Creed's state and mocked him for running away that night. He believed that everything Creed had was given to him on a silver platter because of Marianne and Rocky Balboa, and that he hadn't really earned it. Creed came back home angry and bitter. The next day, he was visiting the same place where him and Damien were caught by the police. He got a call from Marianne. When he picked up, it was his wife Bianca. His mother had a stroke and was on her deathbed. She was Creed's support system. Her death was a big emotional loss for him. Creed was absolutely broken. He told his wife about what had happened 18 years ago. Both him and Damien lived in an orphanage, where a man named Leon took care of them. He tortured them for no reason and subjected them to physical and mental violence and abuse. That night, Creed had spotted Leon at the liquor store and he started hitting him, trying to get back at him for all those years of abuse. When Leon's friends came to defend him, things got heated up and Damien pulled out his gun. Creed ran away, leaving his friend alone. He had carried this guilt to his day. Now, Creed knew there was only one way to stop Damien. He had to finish what he had started. Creed challenged him to a match on national television. Both Creed and Damien began to train. They went through excruciating sessions. Creed was broken emotionally, and due to his retirement he was also out of shape. It took a lot for him to push his boundaries and train for the fight against his childhood friend. He trained with professionals including his old nemesis and now friend Drago. Finally, the day of the match arrived. They both fought tooth and nail. It was more than just a boxing match for them. Throughout the rounds, they saw their childhood flashbacks. Both of them felt alone, as they had when they were little boys with a world full of darkness around them. After 12 intense rounds, at last, Creed landed the final punch, leaving Damien on the floor. After the fight, Creed visited Damien. He told him that no matter what he would always have his back. Damien also understood that Creed was just a scared little kid at that time and he had no choice but to run. They both reconciled their differences and Creed went back to his family. In the end, Creed was training his daughter Amora, which indicates that his daughter may be the star of the next Creed movie. This was the complete explanation and ending of the latest movie Creed III, starring Michael Jordan, Jonathan Majors and Tessa Thompson. Subscribe for the explanation of latest movies.